Toastmasters. Welcome to yet another session of Toastmasters. Seeing that this tremendous turnout, I guess we'll have to wrap it up soon. Otherwise, we won't get a chance to have unscrambled gulab jamuns. Maybe. So we have this. Let's just introduce the roles for the day. I guess you were getting introduced to the roles in the process for the past 5 or 10 minutes or so. But still, starting off with the table topic master of the day would be taken by Aditya. Speech evaluator is Anusha. Shashank would be the speech evaluator from impromptu speeches. Anjali would be the general evaluator for the session. Our counter, the role would be taken up by Rahul. And the other Anusha would be the grammarian. And the timer for the day is gone. So, we tend to forget this very often. I will ask the grammarian for the word of the day.
Stupendous.
Stupendous.
Yeah.
What does it mean by that?
Excellent.
Amazing. Awesome.
Superb.
Yeah. Superb.
So stupendous is the word of the day. That translates into excellent or something above average. Okay. So the first prepared speaker for the day, Parth Yadav, would be giving his icebreaker. Please let him be.
Hello everyone, I'm Parth. I'm basically from Gurgaon. Then I've lived all my life in different places of India, parts of India. Till my 5th standard I was in Gurgaon, then I was in Hyderabad. I have friends from all places of the India, all parts of the India. And after my 12th in Hyderabad, I did my engineering from NI Mysore. Then I worked in Bangalore for 2 years as a software engineer at SAP Labs. Then I hardly used to work there because I was busy preparing for CAT. Then I got into this stupendous college. Then my hobbies are traveling. I just love traveling. Whenever I get time, I try to explore whichever part I can travel. I encourage my friends, I motivate them, just go and travel. So I have been to many places in South India, Lakshadweep, Kerala, Karnataka, most of the parts, then Tamil Nadu. And also I love listening to music. I listen to all kinds of music, Hindi, English, Punjabi, even Telugu songs. Then said I believe in hard work. Then I said I don't take much tension about anything. I just believe just enjoy the life and just do good to others. Then I believe in karma a lot. So I believe if you do anything bad, you will have to face the consequences in this life itself at some point of the time in some form. And if you do good, you will get the result. And I believe that one should believe in oneself. That's it.
Give an example of where you face karma face to face, or where you had the chance of meeting karma face to face. Something that made you believe in karma.
Yeah, not any particular incident, but I've seen if I've done bad to anyone, in some way or the other, same thing will happen to me in some form, maybe after some years or something. And then I can realize then, what the other person would have felt.
On the same lines? Did it happen on the same lines?
Yeah, similar. Yes.
What about your childhood?
Childhood I just enjoyed. I don't even I used to beat people. I never used to study. Luckily, we moved to Ahmedabad. Then I was in company of good studious friends, so I started studying. So that's it.
What is it that you're feeling right now?
Nothing else.
Because I'm seeing you, hands are moving a lot. You're nervous, that's definite. But what are you feeling? I mean, can you face the crowd?
Yeah.
Speak something. I'm pretty sure that your life cannot be summarized in 3 minutes, 40 seconds.
Can you tell us why you were traveling in different parts of, how come you grew up in different parts of the country?
Yeah, my father was in a transferable job, so he got transferred. Then I just lived in Gurgaon and Hyderabad and Mysore and Bangalore. Just four places. But I'm not in the.
Which was your most memorable place? What memorable incident? Anything? What would your love like? Let's spice things up.
No, nothing.
Said you like traveling.
Yeah.
Like persuade us why we have to explore new places.
Yeah, just to kill the boredom, just to explore new places.
Explain with an example, like a place which you visited. Or
I convinced my friend for Lakshadweep. I actually, you can visit Lakshadweep only through the proper tourism body there. But like in our college, there were students from Lakshadweep, so I had to convince my friends a lot because during college life, people are constrained about budget, money, and all. So because I wanted to go and I wanted my friends also to go, I had to convince 10 of my other friends. Then it had a long process because we had to fake about that we were going to attend our friend's sister's marriage. So it was a legal route, like a lot of government procedures and people like Lakshadweep, you can't just go like that. So I enjoyed doing that. It was nice, memorable journey for 5 days.
What did you see there? Something? Describe that visit.
Yeah,
I must be getting drunk. So.
No, you can't.
it's not allowed.
There's only one island in which you can drink.
Lakshadweep is not allowed.
Yeah.
We did the scuba diving and snorkeling and that boat, like what the underwater glass. So we saw turtles and all. Coral reefs.
Anything else? Okay. So, thanks.
So, Perth, you came here with the intention of giving an icebreaker, ended up giving an interview to a panel of. But amazingly well spoken for a spontaneous speech. I still remember my first interview. I had some difficulty convincing the person that I was a human being, but then let me teach her. Okay. So that was a lone prepared speech for the day. Let me call upon Aditya with the impromptu topics, and now the slurry of inappropriate content will begin.
Before I start, I thought I could give a prepared speech myself. So I'm not prepared, of course it's going to be impromptu. But this is one topic I was thinking about. In fact, while on my HOP, I had this discussion with a few friends of mine. So I'll just try give it in short. Please, timer, let me know when it's 4 minutes. So I'll start shutting up, and then within 7 minutes I should be able to complete. So I'll start.
This is level 2, right?
Huh?
Level 2.
Technically, I'm not going to count this as a level, but I'm just going to speak. So, I'm a very traditional, orthodox kind of a person, very rigid. People might say, that I'm quite backward in my thought process, and it might be true to quite an extent. For example, I haven't quite adapted myself to the whole social media culture. My Facebook presence is it's just like, that I'm there because people force me to be there. And I find that it's a good medium to connect with lost friends. And for people to connect with me because I'm one of those lost friends for them. Because I do not really keep in touch, especially on Facebook. The only reason why I go on Facebook is when I get a mail saying, someone's messaged you, someone's tagged you, someone's done something with respect to me. Otherwise, I usually only use it for stalking, not girls or anything, or not boys also, in fact. But then just at times when you have to delve deeper and find information about a person. But whenever I do visit the Facebook page and I see the news feed, that one page, okay, I usually have a habit of just going through whatever people are saying, what's the in thing supposedly in terms of the thought process. I always come across some very sob kind of a message, and sob not in the dirty way, but the sob in the sense the sob type of a message, where someone is missing his friend, okay? Someone is missing his family, someone is missing home, someone is dying for something, and someone is cribbing about something else. And the most amazing part is that, I'm sorry for being a little bit sexist here, but then guys are doing this. Now, again, as I said, that I belong to a very orthodox kind of a school of thought, and that sometimes, it hurts me, that why do people really, why do guys especially, because according to me, a guy is supposed to be strong. I'm not commenting on girls right now, I'm just saying, I'm exclusively talking about guys. There's no relativity here. So as a guy, you have to be strong. And I'll demonstrate this. How many of you, can I have a show of hands, how many of you have seen your fathers cry? Ever? When you're not getting married? 2, 3. No tragic incidents. You have, okay. So, would you like to give something, if it's fine with you? What was it about? Just a very brief.
I was feeling very low that I couldn't grab anything.
Okay, so he
It was
was
disappointed.
empathizing rather, not sympathizing also, so fine. How did it make you feel? I mean, obviously you were not thinking too much, but actually that is not the proper context. But what I wanted to say was, not many of us have actually, I mean, because you said yourself crying, so that gives you a little comfort. But what I'm saying is, none of you have ever actually seen your father cry, except a few exceptions. But then, how would it feel if you see your father cry? For a normal thing. He's had a very rough day at the office.
It will make you down.
No, apart from that, well, do you expect him to do this?
No.
Then, no, if you see your father cried and it really comes across as a serious matter, you realize that something must be really wrong,
Wrong.
because
I mean,
you
something
have
which is like literally incontrollable.
extremely, yes,
Yeah,
because you've
uncontrollable.
never seen him tear.
Parth.
Yeah, I will feel bad because he is a source of inspiration for our whole family. So if he's kind.
Devo.
I don't know, I think I'll just go back to doing what I was doing. And probably
Ignorance.
consume some soft drinks and get over
With
it.
something else? Is it?
That would make him cry even more.
Okay, so we know the source of why is he crying. But then, that's what my point is. As a son, as a daughter, we do not expect our parents, especially our fathers, to cry. Mothers, obviously, they're emotional people. Every time I board a train, she starts crying, and then you're like, Mom, seriously, after so many years also, and then she's like, she probably just pats you on the back or something, that sort, and then it goes on. So moms are exceptions. They're supposed to cry, to some extent. The emotional people. But about fathers, we all see them as our idols, especially all the guys. And that's why, you don't ever expect him to cry. Right? Because you feel that how can he cry? He's supposed to be the strongest person Okay? So my chain of thought comes from somewhere, it is linked to this concept. That as a guy, I feel I should not be weak. Of course, there are a lot of other people who tell me, that there's no point of being too strong. But then what I'm saying is that we as guys should not be that weak. So when I see people writing, that I'm missing you and this was my best day and I had the most epic time, that's all fine. But then it gets a little too much, according to me. So are we moving? I mean, what I contend here is, are we moving into a kind of a generation or into a kind of an era where people are getting softer and softer? And that is being reflected in the way they communicate. One of the ways being social media. Is it so? Or is it just like that people like to have that attention? Because I don't think so, according to me at least, that this is a very good way of grabbing attention. Of course, you have your friends, you love them and all. But I'm pretty sure that that kind of feeling was there prevalent in the 1960s, 1970s. But what was there now, what is there now, which was missing then? Any guesses?
A public platform to put across whatever
Exactly.
you feel.
So is it
whatever.
this thing that it's triggering this kind of a change in the society?
I don't think there's any particular change in society, but it's just that now you have something where you can put your feelings, whatever.
There is a change, I think. There is a barrier between the platform where you should exactly put this feeling. The person's like your family member, but you're putting on a social
On a
media
public
network.
platform.
Yeah, you're putting on a public.
Of course, I'm pretty sure every one of us has, at least all the guys here sitting, have cried at some point or the other in their lives. I'm not talking about childhood days when everyone was crying on a daily basis, but that was the routine. But this is, what I'm saying is something special when something has happened which might not be even that extraordinarily bad. But now, at this age, I think everyone here is at least 22, right? So now do you expect yourself to cry? Or what do you feel when you cry? So that's what my point is. And I'll drive home this, I'll just leave you guys with a thought. Are we going soft as a society? Are we basically diverging from what we stood for as men? We are, yes, I agree that there's absolutely no shame in sharing, having your wife be a bread earner too, and supporting you in that sense. But is it that I'm saying, is it like she has to console you? According to me, I'm a male chauvinist, and people usually add a pig also towards the end of that statement, but I'm a male chauvinist, okay, and I also believe in chivalry. These two things make me feel, and given my old school of thought, make me feel that we should man up. Now that's a term which I haven't coined, but that's a term which is prevalent. Now we should man up and take responsibility. In fact, we should be the people who, and I say this as a guy, on whom girls can depend on. I'm not saying too many of them, at least a few. Referring to girlfriends, wives, and daughters separately. So with that, I'll just leave you with a thought. That is it that we are we going soft, or is it just like this has become kind of a show of, as Raul said, has it become a platform where people just kind of show this emotional side of them, and because this is, according to me, prevalent in all the things that we do or all the things that we read. I'm pretty sure you must have gone through OB, and there are task-oriented people and there are people-oriented people, managers. So you have one set of people who are only basically looking at the task, and another set of people who are also looking at the emotional, the soft skills, as they say. Now, as I said last time, I might not be very friendly. I might not emote that often, but then my point being, is it required? I might be wrong. In fact, I am wrong at times when I kind of try to fight my own battles without any help, and it gets really tough. But then, that's my thought. Thank you.
So that was surprising. I thought you were coming here for an impromptu speech, but surprises like these are always wanted, and hope we have more of these. So how did you even come back on stage, because you're also the impromptu TV topic master for the day?
Now that all the seriousness is over, hopefully. At least if it's not over, you might as well end it, because now we have another set of scandalous topics which we will put on stage. And the theme of the day is double entendre. So what does double entendre mean? It is basically a phrase which has a double meaning, in which one of the meanings is usually a bit dirty. Okay? Now we're going to continue on that whole sex sort of theme a little bit further, and probably for the last time this month, before we visit it again some other time. So, man up, and let's see what you've got. Who do we have first? Gautam. Please can we have a round of applause for Gautam. One up, just skip the next one. Yeah. The topic is, I pitched a tent so large. Now, how many of you know what's pitching a tent? No? No one? I could show you through images, but I'm not sure. You want to see an image? It's not going to be very nice, of course.
You can go to the next topic.
All of them are like this. Fine, we go to the next topic. So I got so hard. Now the purpose, I'll tell you the purpose. The purpose is this is a dirty phrase. Okay? Now you have to innovate. You have to speak on this for 2 minutes. Okay? It should have some link to what it actually means. But stay yourself clear. Your time starts now. That is basically wood. And I hope you guys know what's wood. No? Apart from the obvious, this wood. No one knows drawing wood? Hard drawing wood, please connect. Do not ask him to explain further. Okay. You got it? No. That is doing good. This is turning out to be a fail because you guys don't know. How can you not know all these meanings? Pitching a tent. What does a tent look like? Now, assume a tent which is supposed to be like this, in this direction.
This way.
And just imagine it on a guy.
In this way.
Yes. Anyone else? It's a double meaning, so just think of it, double meaning. No? And one is dirty. I think you got it, right? You can start. You have to connect. You have to connect. Someone. This is exactly the thing. These topics are hard to speak on because it's embarrassing. It was embarrassing for me to even think about these topics for them. And see, everyone knows that you got hard. Now you have to explain further what happened. Not exactly in those terms. You have to kind of steer clear of this whole thing. What's the first topic? No, second one. Yeah. So think about it, and I'll give you an example.
I'll do that on hard.
This one?
No,
Okay.
next one.
Okay. So I'll give you a kind of a demo. Okay, it may not last for 2 minutes, but then that's what she said. Okay. So I pitched a tent so large that when all the girls around me saw it, they were like, "Wow, what the hell? What is it? What is it inside it? That is making it look so large." I said, "There's nothing there. It's all me." That's when a few of them kind of fainted. Then I thought, is it a good idea to keep the tent up to actually bring it down? Right? Because I do not want any more fatalities or any more incidents happening in that sense. So I kind of made sure, turned around, did some adjustments, and the tent was down, at least temporarily. But then right then, I saw a very hot girl walk right past me. And then I felt a need, or I didn't even feel, but the tent went up again. Why? I wanted to impress, though it turned out to be much more of an embarrassment than, in any way, and it did not really help me in setting an impression in any way. So that's my story of pitching a tent so large. Of course, it could accommodate a lot of people, but then only girls allowed. Thank you. Okay. Did you guys get the hint?
Yes.
So that was the whole thing. You coming?
I don't think it's on the same.
It's okay.
platform
It's okay.
as you are.
Just speak whatever you want now. I think it's already fading.
So this was the first trip I had gone to in Delhi. I used to study in Pune, so I had gone there with my friends. It was the first time I had gone to a special, exclusive event. We were there. I saw two beautiful. Okay, I have to use another word. I saw both of them there. One was redhead and one was whitehead. Basically, I loved both of them. They were stunning, so beautiful that I got a hard on. When I went there, the red one was so beautiful, I couldn't resist. So I was like, wow. Then right next to the red one, I saw the white one. She was swinging her fairy wings like wide open. And I was like, wow, which one to pick? I took out my cell phones, started clicking pictures. Guess what that was? It was Ferrari 458 Italia and SLS, Mercedes SLS. So these were the two most beautiful, I call them women because I love both of them. I still can't figure out which one to pick. So that's it. Thank you.
Actually, the purpose of this whole thing was, which we'll show you later what was the purpose of this whole thing, with spelling. But then the purpose was that you have to start with this line. And I thought that everyone would knew, and even you would know the topic, in and out. So it would be hard for you to actually keep your composure and speak on a tangential, starting from here, or using this phrase in between. That was the whole point. So who's coming next? Rahul Sarori. No. Anjali? No, not this one, of course. We should go different one. Come.
First, let him.
And it should be camouflaged. The meaning should be camouflaged. I mean, people should not get to know what are you actually saying. He was quite bang on, if I may say so, but then he just used the word hard on, instead of that.
I was not supposed to use it.
No, you were supposed to have, you could have used it in some other way, so that it doesn't show. I mean,
Okay.
now, for the whole double meaning thing is that you say entire thing, people do not know what are you trying to say. It could go either way.
Okay.
So that was the point. Come, Anjali. Read a girl. I have a good topic for topic one for that. Topic one. Oh, topic four. Want me to change the topic to one?
This is good.
Oh, I think it's fine.
This
It's
is
okay.
fine.
Again, this is the double meaning. So you can probably weave a story. I'll help you here. You can probably weave a story how it was misinterpreted. I hope you guys get this one. This is just too direct. You can't see. I think you want to do.
Hello everyone. I was actually I love having McDonald's, but the thing is, I just don't like the shape of the burger. So that's why recently my friend introduced me to Subway. And every night after work, I go to Subway to have a footlong. And usually they used to have just 4 inches long burgers. But I was like, I'm too hungry and I can't feel fully, satiated with a 4-inch long burger. So that's why tonight I went to Subway and I was like, I'd like a 6-inch long burger tonight. And unfortunately, they just had a 10-inch long burger. So I had to share it with one of my friends because I can't really have the whole 10-inch to myself. So yeah, that was the thing. Okay.
So thanks.
So that's more or less how you're supposed to do it, but then if only you had not used burger, just let's say 10-inch or something, that's what would have, right? So that's precisely what we're saying, you have to make it funny, but at the same time you kind of have to stay away and avoid all the dangerous areas. Who's coming next? Right? Come. It's a very small gathering. It's okay. You can embarrass yourself also. Okay, she's come. You're also coming next, so you prepare yourself. So, first topic. Yeah. I hope you guys know what. I think we'll have a sex education class also sometime, at least for the guys.
You're schooling in Dubai or what?
I got to know about these things from school days.
So you did your schooling in Dubai, right?
Not schooling.
Not schooling. Still counts.
Elementary.
No.
Exactly.
Yes,
you
it
get to know in
is.
class 7th, 8th.
Please, yes.
I'm not in India, I guess.
I was in India.
I never got it.
It's okay. It's not a prepared speech. Let's start.
Okay. I was on a